All right, welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're going to be working on a 2006 Chevy Silverado. This is a short bed, regular cab, 5.3 liter V8. This truck has been behind the scenes on pretty much every single one of our episodes, whether it's picking up parts. It's been used for every single one of our builds, picking up every single one of our project cars. VW builds, C10 builds, every single project car that you've seen on this episode, this truck has actually gone and picked it up. I've had it for a long time, many years. I have plenty of miles on it. It's just a little bit over 200,000 miles on it, which, I mean, I've seen some of these go up to 300,000, but that's a lot of miles. Original engine, original trans, knock on wood, it's never given me any problems, but it's time for me to let it go. I picked up another tow vehicle, so it's up on, let's make it look good and customize it before we actually let it go. So today, as you can see, inside of it's a mess. Normally when I'm picking up stuff, I'm just find it on Marketplace, find it on OfferUp, and just jump in the truck, get it before somebody else grabs it. So a bunch of crap on the dash. I have my gloves, I got my paperwork, I got napkins from when I'm eating fast food. Just basically jump in it, get on the road, get going, grab your stuff and go. It's pretty much a work truck and it lives its life like that. So today I'm pretty much just gonna empty it out. We're gonna take it to my buddy's shop. I'll put his information down below. You've seen him on the 5 Series, the F10 build. He does nothing but detail. He does a lot of paint correction, and that's what I want to do with this truck. It does have some clear coat issues, and it's been abused, or I wouldn't say abused, but neglected its whole life. So it's really begging for paint correction. So I want to take it to him, let him work his magic on it. This way we'll see how far gone it is and what we can and cannot do with it at that point. So I'm going to gut it out, take it to him, let him work his magic on it. This one has the basically 2 buckets and the little center fold down armrest thing. I have split armrest buckets with the full center console. We'll be tossing that in it. This is a 2006, which means it has the heavy duty front hood, the nice heavy duty front grille. But since it's been a work truck, it has gotten banged up and stuff. You can see the bumper's out of alignment. I'll let you walk around it and see. So it does have bump bruises, this and that. So I have a new HD hood for it. I have a new HD grille for it. I'll realign the front bumper, and I have the SS bumper cover for it. With all those things on it, it'll give it the SS basically clone or SS front look, because basically the SS's have the HD hoods and the HD front ends. So that'll give it a really nice look. Short bed, regular cab V8s are really desirable in NBS's and really hard to find. So if we clean this up, it'll be really nice. I have new mirrors for it with turn signals. We'll get those painted to match body color. I have the SS rear wing that'll go on the tailgate. I have a lot of goodies that we'll be basically adding to it once it comes back from my buddy's shop, after the paint correction is done. If the paint is too far gone, we may just do a vinyl wrap on it, maybe give it a nice metallic semi-gloss or metallic satin look. But overall, let's kind of see how good he can make it look and then go from there. Right now, I'll take you off of the tripod, give you a full walk around on the truck, And before I do that, please like and subscribe down below. I'll grab you off the tripod right now. All right, so I'll give you a full walk around of the truck. Rear end's really clean on it. Paint's really nice on it. The driver's side has always, even when I bought it, had more sun damage than the passenger side. The owner that I bought it from, you can tell that he always had it parked one side facing the sun versus the other. The front end on one of my parts runs, or one of my vehicle runs on the freeway, a sheet of plywood got airborne and smacked the front hood, which made me cry, because you know these HD hoods, if you know NBS trucks, these HD hoods are kind of costly and hard to come by. So there's a sheet of plywood on the freeway, and it kind of swooped up, got airborne, and completely smacked the front end. I pulled the truck to the side and was keeping my fingers crossed that there was little to no damage, or hopefully just some scuffs and scratches, but unfortunately the hood did get dented, so we'll be swapping out that hood. Passenger side's really clean on the truck. Overall, it was always a really nice, clean truck. Again, like I said, when I'm running parts, I just toss stuff in there, so it does get messy. But seats are clean, no rips, no tears. But again, I'm going to be pulling these out. I do have the split buckets with the armrests and the full center console for it that is in this same original fabric color. Basically, I think it's indigo cloth, so it'll match 100%. So I'll be tossing that in. So overall, like I said, it's a really clean truck. It's never let me down, and it's done a lot of work behind the scenes on this channel. So let me empty this thing out, we'll get it loaded on the trailer, and we'll take it to my buddy's shop.
Days later.
All right, we got it back from getting all cleaned up. Give you a walk around. Looks pretty good. Overall, like I said, she was used and abused by me, unfortunately. But she looks clean. Passenger side, of course, is the cleanest side. As I mentioned, when I got her, the previous owner pretty much is parked outdoors his whole life, and one side was always facing the sun, so it got serious sun damage on the driver's side. So she cleaned up really nice, especially, like I said, passenger side looks really good. I took the protective cap off of the tailgate. When I did that, I noticed there was a dent up here. I'm going to squish this in, try and flatten it as much as possible. I have the SS fiberglass tail, or I think it's a composite plastic material that we're going to put on. So you won't be able to see this, but just basically so that it doesn't flare the SS tail out at all. I am going to squish that in, so I'll show you that when we're putting that on. So this side, probably, I don't know if I'm going to reshoot the whole bed side, but definitely the top half and have it maybe blend it. The door, definitely. Fender, and then, of course, as I mentioned, we're replacing the hood. The grill's getting replaced, headlights are getting replaced, and I have the SS bumper cover. So pretty much that whole front clip's getting replaced, minus the fenders basically, and the driver's side fender will be repainted. Passenger side fender's great condition. All the passenger side's really good. So I do have new mirrors for it, and they are the mirrors with the painted caps, so I'll get those painted. This match the body at the same time. So let me pop the hood for you. I had them detail the engine compartment, so that's all nice and clean. The interior is all nice and clean, but that will be pulled out anyways because I have the matching buckets with the armrests and the full center console, but the interior is no longer a mess. It looks really nice. This way also too, we'll toss these seats on OfferUp and Marketplace, and kind of recoup some of our spending. Let me pop the hood. So engine compartment looks really nice. Overall, I've always serviced it at the dealership. It's been well taken care of mechanically since I use it to tow with and haul all our projects. So this thing's always been sound. Just basically the interior and exterior of it, I've kind of neglected because it's just get in it and go, and I didn't treat it like a princess. But mechanically, it's always been sound. So yeah, let's start yanking some parts off of it, get it in the garage or pull it around the garage and start working on it. All right, so I got all the parts, bumper cover, grill, I got the hood over there. All these are OEM parts off of original SS. You can see the tags, basically got them off the junkyard. So off of either a broken down or wrecked truck. I sent them to a body shop to get cleaned up, primered, and then we're basically going to toss them on the truck, and then this will go to the body shop and have it finished in the actual matching color. Of course, it's raining today. It's supposed to rain today and tomorrow, but I'm kind of on a time crunch and I want to get this banged out and back at the body shop. So I'm going to try and toss the hood on today, and then tomorrow we'll knock out the bumper cover. The grill I'm not going to toss on because I want them to spray in really good on the top of the bumper cover, so I'm going to leave the grill and headlights off so that they could spray in underneath here really good. So those will remain off. They could spray the grill off of the car, and then basically that'll snap in and the headlights will go in after. So this way, they could have the hood up, they could spray that really good, and then they could spray the full top of the bumper cover, which this will sit in there. And basically the grill can go in afterwards. They just have to hit this red area. The chrome, I'm gonna actually have that sprayed with a Bulldog, scuffed, sprayed with Bulldog, and also painted the same color as the truck as well. Basically true SS cladding or paint scheme. So now that the rain's kind of broken for a little while, I think I have a couple hours to wrestle this hood off and get the other hood on. I'm gonna pull you off tripod so you can get a closer look on what the other hood looks like. It's a really clean hood. It was clean from the junkyard, but the guy went over it, body worked it a little bit better, and it's kind of fine. It's pretty much final blocked, and it's got a guide code on it. So this way, when I take it back, they could just basically do a final and shoot it. So let me pull you off the tripod and show you a close-up on these, and then we'll start breaking this down and getting the hood on today, bumper cover on tomorrow. All right, so here's a close-up on the parts. Bumper cover, grill. And then we got the hood over here. So like I said, they're pretty much ready for paint. Just final color sander block and then paint, as long as I don't mess them up putting them on right. All right, so let's start disassembling the truck and get these pieces on. It's all bolted in, so I'm gonna go gingerly shedding it. This way I don't damage any of the fenders. Check basically when it's closing around the hinges. I'm gonna get the hoist off of it. I may disconnect this so I could shut it, see how it closes around here, and see if it needs to be adjusted. I tightened the hinges. There was a spray outline underneath the hood from the old truck. Hopefully that helped me align it to this truck, but you know, no two trucks are gonna be the same, but hopefully it put me in the ballpark. Keep our fingers crossed, maybe it worked perfect on this one. I'd say we're tight back here, so I'd like to move it up. It's not touching, but I think if I latch it, it might touch. Especially too, after paint and clear, it's gonna build up. Over here, no, we have a nice gap. So that side needs to move forward. Take off a little bit of this tape that's still left on, my OCD. This one needs to come out now. This one's beautiful. I need to come bring that one out now. Is good. That back bolt, the threads were kind of bad on it. I'm gonna run a tap through it, clean it up, put the back bolt in it, and put this latch in. So right now, just adjust the rubber bumpers to get you, there's a rubber bumper here and there. Adjust those to get you even gap on both sides, and then put the lock or latch on after. right, say that's perfect. I'm gonna put the latch on right now. All right, I'm gonna bring the hood down and just see where it lines up. I don't want it to shift the hood over left or right. All right, so one last thing, just this ground cable. I'll steal the bolt off the old, or the nut off the old hood. And of course I dropped it. Let's try this one more time. And that wraps up our one-man hood install. I'll tighten that. Got me walking around with tape on my leg. Wrong size. All right, that's it. And it starts sprinkling again. So that wraps it up for this evening. Tomorrow, hopefully it's not raining heavy, and we'll do the front bumper cover. And at that point, the only other thing I got to do, and I could do it before or after it comes back from paint, are these supports. The top ears got cracked on that, and those hold like the top of the grill, and those just kind of unscrew. There's like a screw here and a screw here, so those just kind of come out. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, a couple minutes. All right, see you. All right, today's a much better day weather-wise. Rained earlier in the morning, but it's pretty clear now, so let's get started on this. First thing you would want to do on a truck that's not as worked as mine is remove this bottom bumper cover. I don't have to do that on mine. I got it hooked on something a while back, backed up, and it ripped it off, so it's already done for me. The next thing you would want to do is probably start test fitting the SS bumper cover on this, but what I want to do is a few things. My bumper cover, or my actual bumper, is sitting backwards a little bit. As you can see, it's dented in the front. I have used this, like I said, for when we're picking up inoperable vehicles. So sometimes I'll get behind them, push them. If we find them in fields, this and that, and they're not working, they've been sitting out there for 20, 30 years plus, I'll push them. I'll use the bumper hooks, pull them with the tow strap. Whatever I can to get them out of where they need to be and get them in a larger area, and then we'll use the trailer with the winch to get them on. So like I said, she's actually used her, I use her like a real truck. The bumper's kind of tilted down. What I want to do is loosen up some of the bumper brackets, get this adjusted so it's level and sitting right before we start testing the bumper cover. The other thing I want to do is remove the tow hooks. You don't have to remove the tow hooks. They do not interfere with the SS bumper cover, but I do want to also remove the fog lights. Those you do want to remove if your truck came with them, because the vents with the SS bumper cover will sit basically over that, and these will interfere with them. I've seen people kind of modify those to get these to still work. If you like it, you can do that. But for me, I like the true SS look without the fog lights. They never came with fog lights, so I'm going to actually remove the fog lights and the tow hooks. Like I said, the tow hooks you don't have to, but you'll never be able to access them again. So for me, why keep them there? So I'll remove both these first, and then I'll loosen the bumper brackets and get this sitting right, and then we'll start test fitting the bumper cover. This is trash. I'm gonna go up a little bit more. Kind of have to over adjust it when it comes back down. It comes down a little bit lower, but you can already see it brought out the bumper quite a bit, so it looks a lot better. Try and adjust it one more time on this side, and I think we'll be fine. All right, we're dead on. So, on the non-SS models, you have these fillers, so I'm going to remove these, and then we could fit the bumper cover. Now that we got the bumper actually adjusted, level, and fitting perfect, since that's the foundation for the bumper cover, we can bring over the bumper cover, sit it on, and start seeing how we're going to permanently attach it. If you watch some of my other videos, it's always good to have like a blanket laying down. So if you do need to, well, we are going to, if you needed to put this back down on the ground, you're not going to scratch it up. You could lay it down on the blanket. Moving blankets are always best for this type of situation. So just bring the bumper cover over Slide it over one end and slide it over the other end. You might have to play with it to get on. And that's a nice tight fit. It's hugging both corners. It's not loose or floppy. Of course, we're gonna have to suck these down. This side pulled down real nice. Our gaps are nice and tight. So I'm going to start in the two corners, attach these, and then we'll work on the center and start attaching it from there. All right, so I put a wooden block, I don't know if you can see, right in here. Wrap it around the microfiber just to keep my gap while I'm working here. This way I pry it back and forth. I don't always have to worry about if this bumper cover is gonna scoot up on me. So that keeps my gap between the bumper cover and the fender. What I wanna do is basically push this in here. I wanna keep this line just in line with here. And I put a mark here and here. That's where I wanna drill into here. And what I want to do is use a couple of riv nuts and insert them into here. This way I could use a couple screws. These screws are going to be temporary. What I want to end up using is some button head stainless steel screws with washers and all stainless, and go into the bumper cover. This way, if the bumper cover has to be removed, you can unscrew it and take it off. But this way, you have something that has a decent size head with a washer around it. I'll end up having them on when it gets painted. This way they're hidden, but they're also stainless and they won't rust out. And then with the riv nuts, this way it could be, it has a nice threaded, something to thread into. This way we could remove it and take it on and off. So I'll put this in, hold it, drill through, take it off, use the riv nut tool, and put the riv nuts in and do the same thing on the other side. So let's get started. Close up, we finished up on this, and this is what I'm talking about. So now it gives a factory appearance, screwed in. I think it looks nice. This way we can remove it at any time. So we'll go and duplicate that on the other side. Once I get both ends done, then I'll come through and start attaching the center, basically the center and underneath the headlights, and start sucking all this down. Once that's done, then we could work with underneath, maybe build a couple brackets to hold that, keep that steady, keep it from flopping around. I've seen some guys just leave it like that, but I kind of want to keep it as factory as possible. But you can see here it's already holding itself on. So like I said, overall it's a good fit, this bumper cover. So let me get this driver's side locked in place, and then we'll go around and start fastening the front top. All right, so now that I got the two corners fastened, it's time to go along the top and fasten that down. Basically, you'll see that the top, if not fastened down properly, it's gonna be wavy and look like bacon. Get yourself some clamps like this. This way you can clamp it down and you're not trying to use all your hands while drilling. So on that side, I basically looked where it was popping up, clamped it down. You can adjust your clamp, use your knee or whatever, readjust the bumper cover, push it back, get it tight, tighten it up. And then it's still kind of popping up right here. I want to drill in line with these two tabs, and again in line with these two tabs. I'm going to use rivets, so I'm using 3/16 rivets, and I'm going to go into the original top bumper cover on the top. So since I'm going through plastic, I'm gonna use a 3/16 fender washer that fits super tight around my rivet so that the rivet doesn't pull through. Because if you know anything on the rivets, it's just gonna bulge out. It's not gonna make a full flat flange on the bottom, so it could still pull out of plastic. So what I'm gonna do is put this on the bottom of the original bumper cover. And so we're gonna sandwich the original bumper cover with this. This will be on the top of our SS bumper cover. This will be on the bottom of our original bumper cover. And that will make a nice sandwich. It's not gonna pull out. If you did ever want to service it in the future, you could drill out the rivet, pull the bumper cover out. I know I see a lot of people throw tons of VHB, which is very high bond tape on these, which make them pretty much impossible to take off if you ever want to service them or repair them or get behind them. This way we could draw out some rivets, unscrew it, pull it off, service it if we ever need to, and put it back on with no issues. And then again, like I said, putting these washers behind it is going to prevent these rivets from pulling out through the top bumper cover. On the bottom, I'm going to be going through the actual steel bumper, so I won't have to actually use these. I'll just be using the rivets. But I'm going to put this on fast motion. Oh, the other thing is to fit your headlights on so you can draw a pencil mark so that you know how far you have to play with. You don't want to drill these and have one of these sticking out beyond what your headlight covers. You want these to be behind the headlights so that when the headlight's on, you don't see them at all. And basically, I kind of want to just put two behind here, maybe one here, maybe 3 or 4 behind the grill, and then again 2 here, and again behind the headlight line. So let's get started. And then after you get the first one in, release it, see if that pulled down this, which this was high up, and then see where you need to readjust it at that point. Actually, I'm going to do the 2 outers and then work my way to the center. All right, so we just got to fasten the center right now. And honestly, I think maybe 2 or 3. Definitely one right smack dab in the center, and then we'll go from there. Honestly, I think for the top, that's it. I'm just gonna fasten the bottom right here underneath the fog lights, and that goes straight into the metal bumper. So I will not have to use these backings. And then, so I'll do 2 and 2, and that should be 100% it. Other than that, I want to build a couple brackets for the center. But let me fasten these first, and we'll see how sturdy that makes it. All right, this thing ain't going nowhere. Super solid. Fits really good. So I think it's really nice. Like I said, I just want to do a couple brackets in the center, just for the center section. Just keep it from flexing. But other than that, I mean, this thing ain't going nowhere. So again, I'm gonna keep the grill off. This way they could spray the whole top of this. They could get all the bottom, and then we'll toss the grills on. The hood they could spray. Let me flip it around. We'll do the wing right now. All right, so it's time to do the wing. So of course I got the cheapest wing I could find off eBay. It has dimples and everything already that line up to the factory holes on the back of the tailgate. This truck didn't have the factory tailgate or cap that bolted on, so I'm gonna have to use nutserts and put those in there. So I'm gonna get started by drilling out holes in this. I'm gonna find the closest size nutsert that would fit into the holes that are already in the tailgate. These are kind of they are a hex stamping. So I am gonna drill these up to the next size round hole bigger. They'll fit a nutsert, put those in, and then that will determine what size hardware I'll use on these. I'll drill that hole into this and fit that on. You can run this as is, but it also came with the end caps. So you can run it with or without the end caps. I like it both ways. I actually like it better with the end caps. The only thing is, if you are running it with the end caps, fitment of it, you definitely have to rivet into the body, and it requires more body work to hide, because then you're gonna have to fill and hide the rivet. So it does require more body work if you do that route. I don't know if I'm gonna run the end caps yet. I'm gonna put this on, see what it looks like without the end caps, and then I will then see if I want to run the end caps. So let's get the tail just by itself fitted. When I test fit the tail, I'm gonna see if this little dent flares out the tail, makes it fit funny. If so, I'll take it off and smash this in. If not, then I could leave it as is, since the tail does cover it. The only reason I would need to smash it in is if it flares the tail out and causes it to deform. So let's first figure out what size nut certs we're going to use. So it looks like we're going to use a 1/4 20. Alright, so all the nut certs are in. Right now I'm just going to drill a 1/4 inch hole in this on all 4 sections. Alright, let's test fit it. So I have to adjust the holes. I'm gonna mark them. I drilled them dead center. The wings gotta shift this way. So I'm gonna shift them all that way, but I'm gonna mark them. So definitely needs body work. It's wavy. I'd probably let it sit on here for a day, let it bake in the sun, kind of form to it. Let me see that bump. Yeah, so that bump on the backside's basically definitely pushing it out, so I'm gonna squish that down. On the front, it's not messing with it at all, but on the back it is. So I'm gonna squish that bump in. Other than that, I mean, it bolts on really good. The top, I mean, this bridge is fine. It's just basically this bottom is wavy, and then right here it's wavy. So all this would probably need a nice skim coat of filler, block it out. And you'd have to do it pretty much on the truck. Body work it on the truck, take it off, paint it. And then the bottom too. These I would, I'm gonna replace with like some stainless button heads, just to dress it up. So like I said, you could do it with or without the end caps. It looks nice even without it. With it, it adds that much more of a flare. It looks really clean, but you have that much more additional body work. This swoop here definitely doesn't line up to this, so you would have to body work all of this to match, in addition to everything all in here, whether you'd want to blend this in, or if you want to keep this ridge. If you keep this ridge, you're gonna want to hide however you attached it, most likely with rivets. I think I'm gonna just do the wing just by itself and go from there. All right, so that wraps it up for this episode. Tail's on, front bumper cover, hood's on. I'm gonna send it out to paint now. Next episode, hopefully we'll have it back for paint. If not, we'll fill it in basically with another vehicle. But once it comes back from paint, we'll pretty much get everything put back on. The tail might be off, so I'll have to put that on. Most likely we will, because the back part has to be put on with VHB. So, and then we'll put the hardware on. put emblems on, so I have some emblems to put on this. Put new taillights on, new headlights on, put the grill on, and then we'll toss the interior on. Remember I told you have the split buckets with the full center console. I got a new carpet kit for it. So we'll basically slap it together and get ready for sale. Unfortunately, she'll be leaving us, but she'll look clean. Again, if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe down below. I thank you guys for tuning in. See you on the next episode.